What's up guys, Sean here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Emp Edc Nymble Xl. This is one of 8 knives right here that all have fresh, screaming sharp edges on them, and I'm going to try to get them reviewed all in a quick succession. I have all of the grading done and ready to go, so I just need to do the filming. So we're going to try to just get straight through it, and I'll bring you over here to the tabletop, get a close look, and discuss how I graded this. Alright guys, so we are at the tabletop view. Real quick, I'll show you what I carried today for Wharncliffe Wednesday. I carried my Cutlery Shop exclusive Warney PM2 and CTS XHP blade steel. This thing is still going strong. I did have to strop it already, but it is still the factory edge and it is still razor sharp. So yeah, still obsessed with this thing. And I also carried this Warney right here. This is my DLT Trading exclusive Yojimbo 2 that I did a blade profile modification on. I actually did a video on that process. I put a fresh edge on this today, 15 degrees per side, 800 grit Veneve diamond stone, and then I stropped it on basswood with gunny juice, 12 micron, 9 micron, 6 micron, 3 micron, and 1 micron. And with this, I am on a quest to get below 50 on the best tester. So hopefully this thing will bring me into the sub 50 club. This is outfitted with the Damascus carbon fiber scales from knivesplus.com and a Lynch Northwest titanium deep carry clip, and this is the satin finish, I believe. So great clips, great knife, love this setup. It is a awesome Wharncliffe. So hope you guys got your Wharncliffe fix. That's not what this video is about. This video is about the Emp Edc Nymble Xl, and I really love this knife. Everything else you see on the table right here is also going to be reviewed, and I have the grading done for all of these. So for this review, I'm only going to be talking about the EMP, but be on the lookout because all of these reviews are just going to be kind of popping up pretty quickly. Hopefully, at least that's the plan, because I need to get this second half of Denise's knives back to her. But as you can see already, this edge glistening, this is a semi-polished finish on here. I took this to 800 grit with the Veneves diamonds. To be specific, they are the Cerberus Dog series, 100% diamond concentration, and I stropped this one with 3 and 1 micron gunny juice on basswood, and this one did very good, I believe, on the sharpness test. Let me see my little log right here. Oh. We got a 121, so 121 best score. Not bad. Still razor blade sharp category, so I mean, this thing will definitely cut you if you're not careful. It is still a nasty sharp edge, and I really love the blade on this. But let's just go straight into the categories, because I'll end up covering everything that I'm probably about to ramble about. So let's go. First category, ergonomics. Ergonomics scored a 5 out of 5. This knife is the perfect shape for your hand. It kind of reminds me of a skinny shaman kind of profile to it. A little bit less palm filling. It's a little bit more narrow, I believe, if you held them side by side. and of course it's all titanium, so that's nice. But everything's done really nice. There is no sharp corners really, even with this frag pattern and the milled titanium clip. I mean, they did everything really nice. No hot spots. Really like the choked up position. Even the jimping back here, nice and spaced out, not too aggressive. Excellent job. Moving on to the clip, we get a perfect 5 out of 5 because we have a milled titanium clip right here, which is pretty dang close to being a deep carry. So this clip works good, very solid, sturdy, no flex, good retention, easy in and out of the pocket. So yeah, they nailed it there. For carry, also gets a 5 out of 5. Kind of goes hand in hand with the clip. You know, this goes in and out of pocket easy, and when it's closed up, not a very big profile. I mean, it's a, I don't know, a medium to large size knife profile, but all the corners and edges are kind of chamfered or knocked down to where it's very comfortable in pocket. For the action, this also gets a 5 out of 5. The detent on this guy is perfect, let me tell you. And then I fail it as soon as I say that. Oh, thank God I had that on camera. Just goes to show. Well, look, that was like zero effort. So it's not overly strong, but it has a very crisp, clean break to it. Nice and snappy. Blade flies out with authority. Try the front flipper. So, yeah. Very nice. And this knife is on bearings. So, moving on to the hardware. Hardware category gets a 5 out of 5. Look at the beautiful hardware that Emp Edc does. They have their logo right there. I guess that's laser etched into this captured pivot, which I love a captured pivot. And then you only have 2 T6s, I believe that is. And then flip her over. You have 1 screw for the pivot, since it's a captured pivot. And then you have 1 screw that is for the clip, only for the clip. Then you have 1 screw here that goes, you know, through to the standoff, which goes through this backspacer right here, or it might be integrated into it. I forget. It's been a while since I had one of these apart. And then same deal right here. This bottom clip screw right here is in the same location, or no, it's the top or the bottom? Yeah, the bottom. The bottom clip screw goes through the same standoff as the bottom handle screw does right here. So they were innovative and did away with an extra unnecessary screw. And they do have a milled pocket for the titanium clip to sit down into, so it's not going anywhere. Nice and flush, sits very sturdy. Great job with that. For the aesthetic, also gets a perfect 5 out of 5. Now I have the mini, or not the mini, it's just the Emp Edc Nymble. See if I can find it. And there she is. This was a gift from an awesome viewer named Chris. Beautiful knife. You can see the size difference here. Alright, so looks wise, I think the XL looks much better than the regular version. I think the proportions just work better, and I think it might also have to do with the blade shape a little bit. I like how they did the kind of like the fluted or the fluting, however you want to call it, versus with this it just looks like a oak liso. Well, they carried it all the way out. So that looks really good. I really like that. I think it makes it look nicer. And another thing, compared to the regular one, the detent is much more crisp on the XL. So excellent job with the looks of it. They definitely improved the aesthetic. For the price, this is going to get a 4 out of 5, because these do come in at least $300. Don't quote me on that. I don't have time to look it up exactly, but I believe these are about $300, and they are made by the same company that does what the heck is it? They're nice little budget knives, but they have some cool titanium stuff and carbon fiber stuff and all. Oh man, it's what the heck? It's a newer company. Oh, whatever. Can't think of it right this second. I'm sure it'll pop in my head. So anyways, moving on. Fit and finish, perfect 5 out of 5. They do a very nice job. For the acoustics, we also get a 5 out of 5. Listen to this. Awesome metal sounds. Love the acoustics. Lockup gets a perfect 5 out of 5. Nice strong lockup. Not too doesn't come over too far, so you don't have to push it over extremely far to disengage it. Which brings me into my next category, lock bar access, because we do not have a ton of lock bar access. Now they did cut the show side a little bit lower than the lock side. We do have a little bit of a relief cut, but there's no type of jimping. It's not really anything to grip onto, because this is all rounded over, all smooth rounded corners. So you do have to press the meat of your thumb into that to disengage it, even though you don't have to push it over very far. So it's not bad, all things considered, but I would have liked them to either add some grip to it or give you just a hair more access. Bring this down on the show side just a hair more, or maybe take the relief just down a hair more. So, you know, one thing or another. They could have actually milled out the inside of the show side also, as well as the relief cut on the lock side, just to give you that little extra bit of space for the meat of your thumb to get down into comfortably. So I did deduct a point for that, but it's still not bad. The factory edge got a 4 out of 5. Nothing wrong with the factory edge. It had, you know, nice even bevel and everything. It wasn't dull, but it wasn't the sharpest factory edge I've ever come across either. So you're going to see it's pretty common for me to rate a lot of knives factory edges at a 4, which basically means there's not really too much to complain about or anything inherently wrong with it, but it's also not the best I've ever seen or the sharpest I've ever seen. So we would just consider it you know, just a hair above average, you know, because these are nice knives, but it's not anything crazy. So 4 out of 5 for the factory edge. The blade gets a perfect 5 out of 5 now. The blade grind is absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I love how they did this fluted kind of deal right here, or maybe you want to call it a blood groove. However you want to slice it, it ends up making this top spine right here kind of look like a Picatinny rail or an M-lock rail on a, you know what. I don't want to say that word and have anything come against my channel, but yeah, nice belt satin finish. Nice even symmetrical blade grind. Beautifully done jimping down the spine. I've said it on almost every review. My favorite type of jimping for the spine of a blade is where it's nice and well spaced out. I don't need it a mile distance apart from each jimp, but I do like it to be spaced out a little bit and not overly aggressive. So this gives you just the right amount of grip without causing any discomfort whatsoever. Excellent job. Moving on, the hand, almost forgot. And the blade category also consists of the blade steel, which this blade is in M390, and it seems to be heat treated very well. It's sharpened up excellent. No issues there. The handle also gets a 5 out of 5. I mean, guys, we have titanium frame lock, titanium show scale, frag pattern on both sides, and it's coated, and it's well executed. No sharp edges. Nice fit and finish. I mean, can you ask for much more than that? That is that's impressive. So 5 out of 5. That ain't your average handle deal. The next category is going to be centering, and let's check the centering on this bad boy. Just off my memory, I wrote down a 5 out of 5. I believe this knife is perfectly centered, but we will double check it. Brindley. And we are perfectly centered. That is a beautiful thing. 5 out of 5. For cutting, this knife gets a 4 out of 5. And kind of like with the, what the heck was it? Blah. The factory edge. Okay, so just like with the factory edge category, you're gonna see it's pretty common for the cutting category to get 4 out of 5s on, you know, most of these knives. And that is just saying that they do cut very well, but they're not necessarily the best cutter I've ever come across. Something I would consider a 5 out of 5 would be something like this guy right here, with a nice deep hollow grind, super thin behind the edge. This thing is just wicked passing through material effortlessly. This isn't super far behind it, okay? This is done very, very well. But, you know, just a very slight difference. You know, a lot of people might not even be able to really tell or feel a big difference between the two unless you were, you know, really trying to depict the differences, which is kind of how my brain is wired, considering I do these reviews and, you know, all kinds of knife stuff. So the next category is materials, and obviously they scored a 5 out of 5 for materials. We have M390 blade steel, you know, excellent steel. We have titanium show side scale and titanium frame lock, milled titanium clip, titanium hardware, titanium captured pivot, I mean, it's all decked out, and a beautiful titanium backspacer. So I mean, you can't really complain about the materials there. It's all top of the line, high-end materials. And for the fidget factor, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Some of you may be saying, what the heck, Sean? Why would you give this a 4 out of 5? It has 26 deployment methods, and you know, it's all in bearings and it's smooth and all this stuff. Well, yeah, you're right, it does. However, the thing about fidgeting is, for me to consider it a perfect fidgeting score, it's going to be something that I'm going to want to do continuously, non-stop, and it's not going to really be uncomfortable in any way. And I can do that for a good while with this one, but I have to admit, you know, it's definitely not perfect. And really the main thing that kept it from getting a perfect fidget score is the lock bar access. And if it wasn't for the very good lockup, and you know, not having lock stick and not needing to press this lock bar over very far, you know, that's what saved it from getting lower. Because if they hadn't done those other things, you know, it would probably make this lock bar access feel worse than it actually is. So 4 out of 5 on fidget. It is very enjoyable to fidget, but it can get uncomfortable after, you know, prolonged periods of time. Moving on, for the overall design, I give it a 4 out of 5, only because of, you know, they almost hit out of the park. But, you know, some stuff, like I mentioned, with how they could have done this lock bar access better, that's going to prevent me from giving it a perfect score for the design. However, don't take that the wrong way. The guy or guys, girls, whoever that designed this knife did an absolutely amazing job. I give them, you know, major props, major credit and respect. You know, very, very nice job that they did designing the knife, executing, manufacturing, quality control, fit and finish, literally every aspect they did very well. And lastly, for the value, I gave it a 4 out of 5. The reason for this is because chances are this knife is not going to hold its full value, the full retail value that you pay when you buy this knife brand new. Chances are, if you were to turn around and put it up for sale, you would be having to post it at a loss, which is normal for a lot of things. But when it comes to knives, you know, a lot of us tend to like the exclusives, where the rarity and the lack of supply kind of helps to drive the demand. All right, which kind of pushes those secondary market values up, and basically the buyers set the market. Okay, so next time that you are thinking about complaining about the prices of knives on the secondary market, and then you turn around and say how you just paid $100 or $200 or $300 over the retail price to somebody, you can't really complain anymore, because guess what? You're supporting that system. You are enabling and encouraging somebody to buy these knives specifically to sell them at a profit to people who, you know, really wanted them to have for themselves and enjoy and use, or just put it in their safe, whatever you want to do. A lot of kind of skis bags out there, but it is what it is. It's the name of the game. It's a capitalist country, at least for the time being. So, you know, I'm not going to knock people's grind. You know, do I think that it's cool to kind of scout people? No, I don't find any respect or honor in that, but it's also not my place to judge. So guys, that brings us to a total score of 93 out of 100, which is an absolutely awesome score. You know, awesome job to the guys at Emp Edc. Very impressed with this knife. I have thoroughly enjoyed it for the time that it has been here. This is actually, out of this whole group, this is probably the one that I have really carried and played around with the most. And I did really enjoy sharpening this. This one sharpened up, you know, pretty quickly, very easily. And I think this is going to probably be one of the best cutters out of this group of knives. When you're talking about, you know, edge retention and all that considered, the blade steels, the heat treats, all of that stuff, I would suspect this guy is going to hold up very, very well. So gonna keep it short so I don't have to do a ton of editing and all, and I can get right on to the next review. Keep this content coming. So thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.